जना वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज रंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी गोपी जनवल्लभ गिरिवरधारी ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् डिवाइन ग्रेस ऐसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। श्री मथुरा धाम की जय। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की जय। गंगा यमुना माई की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी देवी की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। Glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga Alga Srila Prabhupada. I would like to warm water. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् राद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजना सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanasate Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarivesya Kripa Sindhu Vecha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Radha Krishna. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. There are different topics on Prabhupada wrote letters to different devotees. The Gita base, they made it into topics. So today I thought of speaking, and it is in book distribution. And there are 12 points, or you can say 12 chapters on book distribution. First chapter is called Significance, Goals and Outcomes of Book Distribution. Second is book distribution in colleges, libraries, universities. Third chapter, book distribution among influenced people. Number fourth chapter, book distribution techniques, honesty and trickery, etc. Fifth chapter, door-to-door book distribution. Sixth is book distribution and traveling Sankirtan groups. Number 7, book distribution, chanting on the street. Eighth chapter, book distribution and Sankirtana bulletin. Ninth chapter, book distribution and clothing. Book distribution and temple worship. Book distribution must read books. Book distribution and various instructions. These are the 12 chapters. So I just wanted to know which one you would like to have a little information or discussion. What is that?
Honesty in Buddhism.
Everybody wants? No? Or only one who is asking? Who was asking? This is the 4th chapter. Okay? There are 30 letters by Srila Prabhupada writing to different disciples and other people. So, this is from 1968, 1969, 1970, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, and 76. Which year you would like to?
76.
Accumulation
Accumulation of all of them. I told you 1,000 times.
76 only
One letter.
one letter.
75, there was quite a few at that time.
Huh?
75 is quite a bit because that's when you had to really start. If you want to sell the books, you had to be a little bit slick. Otherwise, they're going to take them.
So, I just want, so since you asked about that, 1976, I'm trying to. Letter to Rameshwar, Mayapur, 18th January 1976.
He's a BBT in charge.
Right. My dear Rameshwara, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you for your sending the monthly BBT newsletter. The result for December and for 1975 are wonderful. In the material world, competition, one thinks my competitor can do so much. How can I bring him down? In the spiritual world, there is appreciation. He has done so nicely. I could not do so well. Just like in the material world, there is the attraction between a man and woman. This attraction is stronger than anything else. In the spiritual world, there is also beautiful men and beautiful women. And there is attraction. But this attraction is not so strong as the attraction for chanting the Lord's glories. The result shows that there is no limit to our book distribution. Our books are the qualified to be distributed unlimitedly. We are not fiction writers. It is a fact that no expert book salesman can compete with our men. The librarian has noted the difference between our men and other publisher men. We are working for heart and soul, not for money. Such expert salesmen would have to be paid at least $1,000 per month.
It's about 10,000 now.
That means if he had as many men as our library party, they would have to pay at least 15,000 per month.
That's crazy.
15.
150 with inflation. No.
You are charging too much for Krishna conscious movement is authorized. It should not cost the temples more than 10 cents or whatever the cost price is. This is our advertisement and is meant for mass distribution. I already suggested to you how to do this. The nectar of instruction is also overpriced in comparison with other books of its size. Print at least 100,000 and charge the appropriate price according to other books. Hoping this meet you in good health. From the December rating, there appear over $800,000 was received. There should be 400,000 for construction, and your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. So which one in this proper letter, which one is you want to know more about that? I just wanted to know. Once again I can read, you can find out.
TSKP,
What is that?
traveling Sankirtan points.
No, in this letter, Prabhupada wrote so many points, right? Just once again I will read. It's very good to know.
I think because he's stressing that the BBT is not there to make a profit. It seems that I was kind of surprised to see that's in a category called honesty, because I thought it'd been more about when we go out and what we say to people, not about. Seems like he's talking about BBT pricing. Because they have the books, they can charge what they want. You know.
Once again here, please accept my blessings. I beg to thank you for your sending the monthly BBT newsletter. The results for December and for 1975 are wonderful.
That was probably the last real big marathon that occurred. In '74 is when Charadeshana was really the first one to go out.
You have another mic?
He's the first one that, well, you know, they used to go like 8 o'clock in the morning, come back by 6 morning, evening program, right? So, here in Atlanta, there used to be military base. And they would be trained here. And as we know, Thanksgiving holiday, all these soldiers get to go home. But no one paid much attention to that because, you know, we followed our routine. So he was out at the airport and he was selling so many books. I mean, imagine from 8 o'clock till maybe 6 in the evening, you sell 20 books at $5 each. And you was like, wow, so many books, wow. And you approach a lot of people, a lot. And the heavy rejection is not this, no, sorry, but they just, get that out of my face, you freaks. So he was, till I got a routine going, and he stayed out until Mangalarti.
Oh my God.
He didn't come back.
That's crazy.
Which I don't know, I never got to sit and ask him about that. I wish I'd asked him before. Now not talking much. But, why would you think, I wouldn't even think to do that, because, well, obviously he's talking with the temple authorities. And they're like, yeah, keep going, keep going. And then he goes back to Mahārāja. How many did you do? 200.
Oh my God.
Which, compared to 20, that was.
200.
So that information, that monthly newsletter he's talking about is what you see now. They send out every month for the BBT scores. So all the temples are always reporting and they send that out. Mainly, most of the temples are looking at it because of the problem comes to America. You want to come to your temple, right? So how does he decide? We were selling some of those books. So that's why we're competing. What? Detroit did how much? No.
Heck no.
Heck
Heck
no.
no.
Because you're not going to Detroit to see Trump, but you better stay where you are. So you better sell more books in Detroit.
Just down to Mahārāja today.
They're going right. He's out the book. They're all Mahārāja.
I'm gonna see.
And then that word got out. It came on the newsletter what he did.
Wow.
And so people said, what? On Thanksgiving Eve? Oh, next year? Oh, that was it. Every temple, they're all to Mahārāja. Everybody. They left at Mahārāja, came back at Mahārāja. Because they wanted to really, okay, that's what they're going to do.
That's an
We're going to do it too. We felt they broke the rules.
That was a Chicago temple?
Well, the Chicago really got organized somehow. When that happened, that was it. All bets off. And the BBT even sent devotees, because at one point it used to be, that Chicago had O'Hara, and that's our temple. So nobody else can come. Probably, no, you got to let the other people come too. So, well, we want to sell more books than anybody else. Why let them come up here? So, anyway, that year they went out. It was a huge. It's a whole talk. Ramachara gives about that time. I was out in that day. I remember that was war. Because, the workers behind the counters would come out and fight you and punch you, and the police are arresting us. And it just kept going, They just kept going. It was like a battle. And some devotees did 350 books. Some did 320. Some did, but no letter. Prabhupada wrote a letter of Charadeshana because that was so special. But next year, no, that was, you better do 15,000 or something. Then maybe you. But he wrote one to all the devotees about that marathon. That's why he was saying the results. So, anyway, I lost my point thinking about all this. I'm still trying to see the connection on the honesty.
Huh?
Why the honesty? Why did he put that letter in under honesty in book distribution? All I can see is the BBT price. Because at the end, before, if you go back in the history for BBT, some temples start printing their own books. And then they started this kind of press. No. They said, you can't, these are my books, you can't just everybody print them. And eventually that turned to BBT. And then it's a question, how do you sell? So there's a fixed formula that they follow to this day still. This is the price of the book. And as you mentioned, they're half construction, half for more books. And they still follow that. So therefore, the other people got permission to sell books, they can sell them less. They just keep following Prabhupada's instruction. They don't change the price. He said, sell them this much percentage over. So they still follow that, Of course, he knows the lawyers, they go on in time, that copyright will be public. Right now, BBT still has the copyright. I think probably another 50 years or less, maybe, it'll be public domain. Anybody can take that book you sell them on the street, and they can publish it and sell it. That day, I wonder what's going to happen when that day comes. But probably it for the BBT. Unless people follow, for the sake of Prabhupada, we do this. But, that's going to be a whole other world. People they can change it, do whatever you want with it. So you all have to deal with that problem. We'll be gone by then, right? Go. Come on, what you guys doing down there?
So, yeah, anyways, I don't know, Marge, they want some controversial letter. Find some really heavy. There's some in there, especially when they started selling the books, because, you got to realize in the beginning they were in the doties. It was just straight, Krishna's God. God don't care if we find nicks. But the books were not going out. And he couldn't publish those books unless he had a certain amount of money. He wanted a certain quality. But you could only sell like this, maybe, 3, 4, 5, the whole day. So you had to do something, right?
He was wearing like wigs.
So tomorrow had someone put on some regular clothes and go out and try it.
With that triple rice on me.
Before Triple A, some devotees went out in regular clothes. If they did bad, that would have been it for the experiment, I think. And they did pretty good. So, kept expanding. Then they found Triple A's probably got more. He was the first to get more aggressive. Because as when you go out, some people are like, what? So you have to sell like Carmi sells sometimes, at least back then. You have to get on top of them. Hey, you, yeah, come, yeah, talk to you. Yeah. If you go humble, hi, can I ask you a question? No, get the heck over, you see. Right? You know what I'm talking about. When you walk in to buy a car, do they ask you, would you like it? No, sit down, sign the document. What's wrong? What's the problem? Is it? Oh, okay. So, it's a measurement of that. So people from the 60s, they start freaking out because there was a different kind of Krishna consciousness in. Prabhupada, they're doing like this, they're doing like that. And he goes, they're doing this under my instruction. If you can do better, okay, but if not, I don't want anything to change. Of course, these limits, not that you can just do any crazy thing. There was very extreme limits people were doing, and so, but he needed this many books sold, and they were selling them. Now he can print, because every month a new canto will come out. Like I said, 100,000. So you had to we were selling 100,000 books a month. So you have the money for the next set. Right? Even they got to Anchalila. You know what Anchalila is in Chaitanya Charitamrita? And Lord Chaitanya's like this on the cover. How do you sell it to somebody? There's no philosophy in there. There's no philosophy in there. And I remember they came on, they wrote Prabhupada, said, we should sell this. It doesn't. And that's when he says, you don't know the potency of these books. They don't have to know what they are. So you can't just put it on their shelf and they make spiritual advancements. So he says, you sell it. So how do you sell Ancha Leela? Come here. Give a donation. I'll give you change. Let me see. I'm going to give you change. Let me see. Give me the 50. I got all these signals. Give me the 50. I'll give you change. Now you control how much you give back. Can you leave the whole thing? You look at their face. Okay. You can look back. Okay, that's good enough, right? Thank you. You watch the eyes go down. You stop. Okay, that's where the satisfaction point. And they don't throw it away either. I mean, I paid $10 for this book. I'm taking it home. I don't care. I can't even read the title. I'm not taking it home, though. So you don't have to sell Ancha Leelas nowadays, huh?
Something like that. We got the little Guru should be a little Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like a summarization of the Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Yeah, when I get those, I can never sell them. I have to, Beyond Birth and Death, pretty easy, striking titles, right?
It's not so popular, but we say a few words. Yeah.
Well, I make it a second, like if you get bundles, okay, you take this one with you too. That's not the.
Yeah.
But if you get down, sometimes you have nothing left.
Yeah,
You got to do it. I remember one day we ran out of books, and it was like, man, we got another hour or more. We said, heck, we don't need no books. We just took the leaves from the trees. I'm not kidding you. We were so fired up. We were like, Lucky Leaf Day. Get one. Everybody's giving. It's a Lucky Leaf Day. Everybody's giving.
Money grows on trees that day, huh?
Yeah, they were. No, it was like, it was Lakshmi liberation. That's what another thing we should think. Liberating Lakshmi from the demons. So. It was and they would, because it really, at that point, you realize it didn't matter what you were saying, it was the devotees' sincerity, as he say, and it's not a line per se. It's not you say this thing and it happens. You just sincerely try. And
You sowed leaves?
huh? We did that one day. We did. Lucky leaf. We're right by the tree too. Well, people are kind of, most people are pious. They give. They're not giving because they want it. Because they're kind of, you're sincere, and they want to. Okay, what the heck? I help you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really is. It's like a beggar on the street. If he's really sincere, he can collect. I had a homeless guy once. He said, "Hey, can you give me one of those Gitas?" I said, "I'm begging just like you. Why should I give you one?" I said, "Go out there and get $10 and come back." He said,
Go out there and hustle like me.
"Right." He said, "Okay," and he came back with $10. Actually, make him feel good. I'm like, "Come on, man! I'm begging to you. I'm gonna give you one. Go get $10 and come back." So.
You out there charging just to Peru?
We were competitors, man. We were in Chicago. He was in Atlanta. He said, "What? China, bottle of Bodge? Oh, my God, I can't believe it." So sometimes, I tell you how competitive they got. They were selling so many books, they would buy a plane ticket and fly into Atlanta and sell behind the lines. They don't know they're over selling.
Oh.
And they fly back. Well, on certain days, the soldiers are coming out because you could tell you're in the airport. You're like, "Man, every one of these freaking soldiers have got books already."
That's crazy.
And forget this crap. We going behind the line,
Oh my God.
You could carry as much as you wanted back then.
Yeah, I mean, the airport was open with no security, nothing in those days,
You bring a box of books on the plane?
Yeah, you just.
That's crazy.
Well, you only like 20 or 40, so it was like, to a case. It wasn't like,
Yeah.
So,
TSKB.
and the soldiers were easy. They were, most of them from small towns, pious. And you just say, give a donation, and I just have my check. No problem, we'll cash your check. Sign the back. And they sign it. Can you leave the whole check? What? Well, I mean, you say, well, what are you going to do with it? You're just going to give it to your mother anyway, right? And they go, yeah. Well, you might as well give it to us. And sometimes they go, okay. And they leave you the whole check. They go, I need money for the bus. How much is the bus? And you give them some bus fare. It's a fact. The mother going to take that money, right? So anyway, I mean, now we're not so aggressive like that, but I don't know. It's a different era, I don't know what to tell you. That's why I'm saying these stories, because people go out there and you get arrested or something. Or you get punched, too, as a result. A lot of people come through there. They're flying through the airports. They're getting hit up in every airport. Yeah. The third airport, they're like, "Hi, take a book." Punch you on the ground.
My comment was about a check.
Say that again?
My comment was about checks. Back then, the checks were not as high as they are now. Because I remember I was making top pay at a job. And I was making $1.71 an hour.
Yeah, but you got to put that in perspective of inflation. I mean, gasoline was 30 cents a gallon. 30 cents a gallon, you could fill it, So same way, amazingly, the book prices are still about the same, $2.50. You see how Lord Chaitanya's kept that steady? It's still $2.50. Actually, they cost less now than they did then, if you think about it. And we were still targeting like $5 a book. Half of that would be for the temple profit. So, anyways, we came here, Mahārāja speaking. I'm doing all this talking here, Mahārāja. You could have gave him some sadhana bhakti. He's.
Okay, we'll finish. Time is up.
Say something, Mahārāja. Both of you. You said you were selling some books in India back then, right?
7:15
You can tell her that?
now. Time is 7:15. Of course, you were telling about how this letter into this honesty. I would like to say,
Yeah.
we always do mistake.
Oh,
You know, that is the error, Prabhupada says.
Krishna Gita says every endeavor is covered
This is
with
the
some
one
fault.
point. You are asking about why his letter came with this honest. Anyway, so any question?
Stole Mahārāja's class, huh, didn't I? Book distributor. Let me get you change.
Tell us a little bit more about Charideshana Prabhu.
Well, actually, he was. I would like to have from Chicago, so. I mean, there were quite a few devotees that were like that per se. You had a few that were. I mean, like now you got Mahotsav, can go out and do a whole bunch, right? We had a bunch of Mahotsavas back then, So it was, some of us, like I was pretty shy. I could do some, but I was too shy. So I couldn't sell as many. But Charideshana, and he's in the South, which is amazing. There was still, we're just coming out of segregation in the U.S. And still he was selling all those books. But that's what's most fascinating to me. And he would get stopped sometimes, especially in the South. They pull him over and they'll, boy, you got two problems. You're black and a Hare Krishna. You in real trouble now, son.
Yeah.
You have to go through that nowadays. Huh?
Tomorrow.
So he's a quiet devotee. I don't know what to say. It's not like everybody was just simple living like you're doing now. I remember the book truck. That's what reminded me. The truck would
Evening
pull up,
societies,
full pack.
4 o'clock.
But we were like, because the books were just coming out. Like I joined around when Third
let
Canto
you
was
know
just coming out. So you were
tomorrow.
waiting for the next part because you already read it, right? I need the new one to come. Here comes the truck. Don't take any books until it's all unloaded because you're ready to start reading them. And you just started loading that entire semi into the basement.
Temple also we can.
And everybody ripped that sucker open, boy. Oh, man, wow. Third Canto Part 2.
You must be knowing.
Finish it in like a day. Now you got to wait till the next month for the next part.
You know that, you heard about it?
And then you go out and sell it after you read it.
I'm
So.
here now.
Oh, we're like your age. We're like 18, 19 everywhere.
Yeah. Very amazing place.
I was still, because I can't even dance anymore. My knees hurt.
Very.
You're 18.
I just came
I was
to
18.
give class.
How long did you distribute books?
Well, at least for, I went up to 1980 from 74 to 80.
Right,
Then I
right,
went to
right,
Africa.
right.
So
Yeah.
Prabhupada passed away in
I
77.
saw he went back to India, I think.
So then, the movement was going through all the, now there's no more. Why are you selling books? It's not because Prabhupada's coming.
Yeah.
So we had to adjust.
Oh, you can't imagine this is.
That's a hard adjustment.
Amazing.
Everything was, because,
Yes.
you were waiting, everyone was
yeah.
expecting. I wanted Prabhupada to say,
Very
thank you
difficult
very
to
much,
understand,
Sikhi
Yeah.
That
You know what I mean?
is-
That's why Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. See, like if you attachment to the Guru is really what can, if you can catch that.
Uh-huh.
And you really, if that's your pleasure, you say, now you can transcend. And then now there's no possibility of physical acknowledgement. So it's a huge adjustment.
I will let you know, yeah,
And
okay.
everybody's competing, so now Prabhupada's gone. I was like, oh, you tell me what to, you don't tell me what
What
to
is
do. You say everything just like,
No, I never, of course, before I was calling all the time, he never
who's the
responded.
central figure? Prabhupada's still central, but
But
you
this-
haven't learned to serve like that.
Yeah, I
So-
do have number.
That's the key, you have to, so,
You can
I'll tell you all have to figure it out.
Right,
so.
right. Okay.
I'm getting near the end. I was like, hey, save a spot for me, Charadesha. I'm coming behind you. I'm tired. I'm ready. So Lee's hurt. I went out the other day. I haven't been out a long time. It took a little while to get it back. I used to go in my dhoti, but now my dhoti I don't sell like that. I put some regular clothes on. I can get a little more aggressive, you know. But for my dhoti, I kind of, hey, you. One time I did. I was, I was experimenting doing gas stations. I did one black neighborhood. Was selling nothing, man. They were just giving me a hard time. No, I don't care nothing about that. Finally, I just like, give me $1. Okay. Tired of you people. And everyone walked by. You better give me something. You go, okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
$1, man.
No, not even like that. I mean, I was like, I was like, I don't care. I said, give me $1. Okay. Shoot, that was pissed me off. Oh, I didn't know we had people back there. Hey. Where'd you come from?
I was just questioning, like, obviously, like,
Come
well, I asked a
closer.
lot of questions, but I'm kind of questioned. I've always wondered, like, the hair thing, like, what does that symbolize for y'all?
Why do we have Sika?
What is that?
He wants to know, why do we have shave our head like this?
This is a Vaishnava style. Like we put tilak. Just giving example. Not only Sika talking, you are asking, like why we shave also. That is also, shaving is for clean. Clean shaving is the best way to, So Sika also Vaishnava mean devotees of the Lord, especially recognized by wearing stuffed Sika, stuffed Sika it is called, Other in meaning also, like there are different people are there, especially in the transcendental life, there are two kinds of people. One is personal and impersonalist. Impersonalist, they also have their own style of cultivating spiritual life, especially sannyas. So, what I wanted to say, they don't keep Sika. They are called Mayavadis, impersonalists. To recognize as different from the Mayavadis, Vaishnavas also having tapped Sika and tied up Sika. That is recommended since time memorial, that Vaishnava tradition. It was followed this process.
I can add to that problem one second. Just like if you go on the street
And you need some help, and you're looking for a policeman, right? How do you know who's the police? Yeah. They put on a uniform, and then there's the police. So now you know. Well, here's the Hare Krishna. Of course, now this is becoming a fashion, huh? You go to Spain, you can't tell who's Hare Krishna, who's not. They like to shave their head and wear sikas. They do. China too. I was in China. The youth up to a certain age, they keep shaved head and sika. So when I arrived in the airport, I thought, man, all these people are devotees, And then someone, no, it's just a Chinese custom. Up to a certain age, the youth wear sika. Well, they don't call it sika, but Okay, so I think Marge has to start hitting, but you want to do Dhammadharsikam? Another question, or? You can ask when they take prasadam something privately with the devotees.
हरे कृष्ण।
हरि बोल।
बोलो श्री कृष्ण भगवान की, श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की, श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, महापतित पावन श्रील प्रभुपाद की।
His Holiness Amiya Vilasa Mahārāja ki.